What is up? Pokerbrandon here. This is going to be another Pocket Jiggities hand. Please excuse all the noise if you hear any. I'm not really a just content creator. I am actually just a poker player, and I'm currently recording this inside of a casino right now as I speak. But let's get into the hand. Gardens 5-5, 3-600. We got a VPIP, low VPIP $20 open from the tight player at the table. Because he's tight, you always give him credit. I believe you gotta profitably think, and in order to profitably think, you need to give credit where credit is due. Against a 10% type VPIP opener, holding pocket jacks, I think I always still want to 3-bet though. I don't think this should ever be a call. I think the goal here is to isolate, and that would be your profitable decision. And you're always worried if tight player is opening, if he has aces, kings, queens, but so what? You gotta 3-bet because he could have tens, ace king, ace queen, lower pocket pairs. And if he does have like an ace queen hand, you do not want to let in other players holding a nice preemie hand like pocket jacks. Yes, I called it a preemie hand. So I 3-bet to 60, and it folds all the way around to him. We go heads up to a flop, goal achieved. Now flop comes out, king of diamonds, 3-4. So after he doesn't 4-bet, I think he's gonna have a lot of like ace queen, pocket queens, pocket tens, pocket nines, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3, 2s, and occasionally some suited connector draws, but mostly the pairs and Broadway suited. So when this board runs out, king 3-4, I think a check here is probably a mistake. I think a check here can leave you confused, because if you check, your opponent will probably bet, and if he bets, you won't know if he's betting a king or if he's betting to stab, and then you might induce him to bet really big with the bluff, and then you're in a tricky spot where you don't know if he's bluffing or if he has like a big king. So I bet 40. I believe GTO in this spot always bets, and it always bets for about a half pot or less size, like 95%. And I think that's because you want to control the pot, and you also want to get value from a lot of pocket pairs that are smaller. Now in this case, my opponent raises me min, and when he does this, I think he could still have a lot of 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 2s, 10s, jacks, queens. I think he will do this too with value, like king queen and king 10. So hands that beat me, he would do this with, but at the same time, I think he is also doing this because he's a smart player, and I think he knows that I could just be stabbing at this as a c-bet, because I think I do look like that type of guy. I look like the type of guy that would c-bet anything. So because I think that my believability isn't strong, I don't think my opponent is super strong here. I think he just has a pocket pair, maybe a king. So I'd call to evaluate the turn. Because I'm in position, I think it's easier to make that call. And when the king of spade hits on the turn and then he checks it, I think he's gonna have less like king, queen, king 10 now. I think those hands would still go for some value, some small betting. I think he's going to have more of like 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 2s, 10s, jacks, and queens. But I mean, I'm blocking jacks and queens. I feel like he might even still put out a bet as well. So I think at best here, he's going to have like pocket 10s. So because at best he only has like pocket 10s here, I think that the goal now is going to be to get value, but at the same time, control the pot. So in this spot now, I just sort of want to decide if I want to bet this for value or control the pot and check back. I think $80 is a nice size to get value from pocket 10s through 2s that are not a set. And after I bet 80, my opponent just quickly calls, like almost snap calls. And that's usually a sign of weakness. That's usually a sign of like a marginal hand that doesn't think about raising. They just want to see the next card or get to showdown. So it just makes me feel, after he checks the river now and a 5 of clubs hits, it really makes me feel like my opponent has a showdown hand, and it's a showdown hand that is not pocket queens. So I think my jacks are usually good here, but because the flush came in and I have not seen my opponent play a spot where he slow played at all, I don't know if he's the type of guy to slow play. So because I don't know that, I think there's going to be more inclination to check it, to play it safe. Because if I do bet into a flush, I think that just sucks. So I just check it. But after, seeing his hand, seeing that he does have pocket nines, I realized I lost some value here. I think he might still call another 80, maybe $120 sized bet. Maybe even like a huge bluff, like a huge bet, that looks like a bluff. So I think I made a mistake here by not betting my jacks. I played it safe and I lost a little bit of value, I think. But you tell me, what do you guys think there? Is the check the most EV play here? I'm not checking the charts. I'm not looking at GTO stuff. Off of just feeling, I think GTO would bet here and check here minimally, but I think there's betting more. It might be like, I would say 50-50. I don't know. How do you think I played this hand? I'm Pokerbrandon and I'm out.